Am I the a-hole for not making a vacation wheelchair user-friendly? Cross-posting for extra input and different point of views. Thanks for letting us know. Thanks for, I don't know what you meant by that, but background, me and my partner, both in our 30s, started long-term planning a trip to Thailand last year, and that would take place in February 2025 for his birthday. One of his friends and their partner, Matt and Sarah, were going to join us for the latter part of the trip to the south. In September, another one of his friends, Jake, got a great job and was able to afford tagging along as well. In late November, he started dating Tiffany, who is a full-time wheelchair user. She does not like the term disabled. I'm just saying, as someone who is technically disabled, I don't like that term either. Like, it's kind of derogatory. Not gonna lie, not trying to be a Reddit mod, even though I'm totally a Reddit mod that a lot of you like to believe. I can see why someone would like the term disabled. The 6 of us have hung out, but we were surprised when in January, Tiffany asked us for dates/info on the trip as she has not been directly invited. She's the partner. Is she not invited because she's new? What the fuck? And hadn't been with Drake for that long. Yep, because she's new. Doesn't fit the... I think it's because you don't like her that she's in a wheelchair. Personally, beyond that, the last 2 weeks of our trip where everyone would be with us and would basically be out in the country hiking mountains. Yeah, you don't like a person with disabilities. Camping in sanctuaries, traveling via boat across the island, swimming, ziplining, etc. Having been to Thailand before, I already knew that isn't particularly wheelchair friendly, and even less to the further out cities that you get. My partner informed her of this, and she outright requested that all non-wheelchair friendly activities be altered or outright canceled in order to accommodate her so she can join Jake. If he likes her, then let her join. Like, not that wrong. I reminded her that this was my other half's birthday trip, and we had planned for him doing the things that he wanted and that everyone else was tagging along for whatever they wanted to if they felt like it. She had not been invited, and we wouldn't be canceling expensive and mostly non-refundable plans. Sometimes you gotta lose out on money when it comes to accommodating people. It's not all about the money. Hate to tell you. She called us ableist, informed us that Jake would no longer be coming with us. I would do the same. To refund him for his portion of the trip and not to speak to either of them again. We do sound like kind of a horrible person who doesn't take accommodations for people that have disabilities. Just saying. Long story short, none of those things happened. Jake did come with us, and when we returned, Tiffany made his life hell, and he broke up with her. He's a big boy. He can make that decision himself. You don't control Jake. You don't control what Jake does. Like, now the entire friend group has been tagged on her Instagram as she has a modest following regarding not able-bodied topics. Both Sarah and Matt's jobs have been affected in both mine and my partner's family and friend group. I really doubt that. Instagram and Twitter and Reddit, not a real place. YouTube by chance and Twitch, those are real places. And friend groups have said that we should have accommodated her and just played nice. What do you mean played nice? You should just be nice. I don't agree, and now my partner is wondering if WATA for not altering plans. So Reddit, am I the a-hole and just not seeing it? I'm only one Reddit mod, and I would say, that's kind of fucked up. Let's see what other people are saying. And then the top comment says, if anything, I would have said, why? Because you're right on everything? You're Mr. Reddit well-known guy 2025? No, you're not right on everything. I'm not right on everything. I don't know. You are welcome to join for the first part of our trip, which will be in the city. And if Jake and you want to stay somewhere else for the second part, where we would be in the country, that is fine with us. But that didn't have to be said. They're adults and should be able to plan their own time and not put ultimatums for everyone else's holidays. But like, did you want to be her friend or not? Because like, if you don't want to be her friend, just say that. And don't like tell her she can't come. Don't be a baby and say she can't come just because you don't want her to come. Because it sounds like you just don't like it that she invited herself, which I don't think she did. I think Jake invited her, which he's your friend. You should allow him to invite people on trips, especially if they're paying for it. Like, I'm just saying. Then the original poster said, the first part of our trip was not open to friends, as my partner had deliberately set time just for us. Then go on the trip just the two of you. You don't have to bring friends on a trip. We both have high pressure jobs. My other half travels for work quite frequently, and we wanted time to the two of us to connect. Bro, you can do that like going to dinner. You don't have to go to Thailand for that. You can just go to like a local yokel bar and you can connect there. For that time being, we had reserved couples activities. We were staying in nicer places, etc. Granted, if only that time period had been available to best friends, we would have rearranged plans to the best of our abilities, but we were absolutely not interested in canceling or altering the most important time of our trip for someone that we weren't that close to, that just only started dating our friend. Bro, that's Jake's fault. That's Jake's fault, not just random girl. Oh, fuck. And that being previously said, hadn't been invited. Jake invited her. Regardless of being in a wheelchair or not, her presence has never been factored in. So to be honest, I don't think you should be mad at the girl. I think you should be mad at Jake. Because if you really wanted to be adults with big people jobs, with big adult vacations, just tell her that she's not coming. Just if you're really bothered by that, just say, hey, no more couples coming along, just the main couple. Because you're obviously the main person in the story. You're obviously the main person in the entire world. Alright, let's get into this next story. Am I the a-hole for not giving my coworker a ride after he done spot me $1 at the vending? Bro, how entitled are these people? People don't have to give you money, and like, you should still be a good person regardless if someone else is not a good person. You should just be the better person. It's that simple. I usually give my coworker a ride on the way home from work, usually driving 5 miles out of my way per day to drop him off, okay, so then tell him not to give him rides anymore. Not because some petty reason. I've been doing that for about 2 years now and haven't asked for anything, and he has never offered. Then be a big girl or a big boy and just tell him how you're not going to give him rides anymore if it's that big of a hassle. It's obviously not. Yesterday I was at the vending machine and wanted a soda. So many things wrong with this. I was just short $1 and left my wallet in my car. Then go get it. Then go get your wallet. What kind of job doesn't let you go to your car and get, like, if you're on your break, if you're actually on your break, they allow you to go to your car. He straight up refused and said, just use your own money, man. I don't really give money to friends or coworkers. Sorry. That's a very valid reason. That's a valid reason. Like, sure, you give him rides, but he doesn't owe you anything. You're doing it out of the niceness of your heart. You're not doing it for things in the future. That's not why you're doing it. You're being nice. I was taken aback by that comment because I've spent probably well over $1,500 in gas over the past 2 years for this guy. And he can't even spot me $1 than just this once. I got pretty upset by that. And once I hit 5, I told him I'm not giving him free rides anymore. He seemed upset and said I was petty, which you are. Am I the a-hole? Yes. Because like in the last story, people don't have to be nice, but just be the better person. Like, just be the better person. Like, besides the fact you had no communication with this guy, he obviously doesn't have that much money. If he doesn't have a car, if he's not giving people money at work, like, he obviously can't afford to give people like money out willy-nilly. So like, you got to be a little bit more forgiving about that. Like, he obviously doesn't have money. And the fact that there's no communication between you two, that you didn't even tell him like, hey, I give you rides, can you maybe spot me $1? Like, you didn't communicate that. You just said, hey, give me $1. And then he was like, no. And like, that's pretty much how it went. I guarantee that's how it went. And just, am I the a-hole for not agreeing to co-sign mortgage for in-laws? Finally, someone who has decently common sense. Not gonna lie. Long story short, my wife is pushing me to co-sign a mortgage of $600,000. That's a lot of cheese. For my in-laws. They won't get a mortgage on their own either. My brother-in-law has already refused, but my wife isn't ready to listen and keeps saying her parents are going to pay the mortgage on time. She's saying I don't trust, if they can't get a mortgage, like, if they're adults, if they're elderly adults and they can't get a mortgage, they probably have bad credit, meaning they don't pay their bills. She's saying I don't trust her and her family shouldn't do it without any hesitation, as we're a family. So there's a little bit of difference between accommodating people and giving a loan for $600,000, because like, they're probably not going to pay it back. If they have bad credit and can't get a mortgage by themselves, they probably aren't going to pay it back unless they're retired and don't have any income. But like, still, they're not going to be able to pay the mortgage. Like, if they can't buy it, they can't buy it. She stopped working by choice after our marriage because I make a good living, but I am not super rich. Honestly, I am not willing to do it at any cost. She doesn't know how hard I work to make money, and I don't want to end up paying for their mortgage if they fail to do it. Am I overreacting? Would you have done anything different if you're me? How would you handle the situation? Not gonna lie, I would handle it just like that, because if you're the one making the money, you're the one making the money. If you're the one paying for it, you're the one paying for it. Now I'm just gonna escape by